Hi class, Andrew Huang here. Welcome to this video tutorial of setting up an Amazon Web Services ARM-based instance and compiling and running some assembly code on it. Earlier today you should have received an AWS Educate classroom invitation that looks like this. It does look like spam and it might be in your spam folder if you don't see it, so double check. So you're going to click on this AWS Educate link. It'll take you to the sign up page. If you already had an AWS paid account using the same email, Amazon's not going to let you convert it to a student account. So, like I said in the announcement, send me another email address that isn't registered with AWS and I can invite you there. So when you log into AWS Educate, so if you're a new user, it might take a day or two for them to process your account. So make sure you get that done early. So once that's approved, come back in here, go to your classrooms. Your interface might look a little different than mine since I'm a teacher. But once you go to your classrooms, it should look something like this. You know, classrooms where I'm a student. And this is the computer architecture and assembly language. Go ahead and accept invitation. And it should move it up to your classrooms list. And go ahead and click go to classroom. This will log you onto a site called Vocarium, which takes care of the AWS billing. So go to My Classes, Computer Architecture and Assembly Language. That'll take you to the workbench for the class. And it'll show you your remaining credits. There are some limitations to the education account, so you can go through this FAQ to figure out what's allowed and what's not. Go ahead and click on AWS Console. For example, this takes you to US East 1, which is, I think, North Virginia. This is, I think the closest data center is probably Northern California or Oregon, but those are not supported by the AWS Educate program. Okay, so once you're logged into the console, click EC2, which is Elastic Compute Cloud. Go to the instances link. Click Launch Instance. I've tested this to work with Amazon Linux 2, so go ahead and use that. Make sure you select 64-bit ARM. You can look up the pricing for each of the A1 instances just by Google searching AWS A1 pricing. The bigger you get, the more expensive it is, and the faster it goes up your $50 credit. So go ahead and start with the smallest one. Click Next. Most of these defaults are fine, unless you have a special configuration. I think you can get 30 gigs of storage for free, so we'll do that. You can add a tag if you want, like name, CISC211, ARM. You can select an existing security group. The default is fine. We're going to have to allow traffic after we create the instance. So click Review and Launch. Just double check everything is right. Click Launch. So this is how you will connect to your instance once it starts up, or you're going to connect via SSH, so you're going to need the key pair. So if you have one, go ahead and choose an existing, but with a brand new account, you're just going to have to create a new one. You can name this CISC211. Make sure you download it and save it somewhere that you can remember. I'll put it in my document CISC211 folder. And go ahead and click launch. So this PEM file basically contains your RSA public and private key in it. And then on the instance itself, it installs the public key as an authorized key, so you can log in using your private key in here. This typically boots pretty quickly, so once it's ready to go, you can log in. I'm not going to cover SSH clients since you guys have already been working with it. Windows 10, I believe, comes with SSH installed. So just open, you could do Windows and then Windows and then just type CMD to run a command prompt, and then I'll take you to your home. And then you can go to Documents. So SSH-I is the path to your private key file, and then the user that you're going to use is EC2user at, and then copy the public IP from the instance folder here. Instance view, IPv4 public IP, copy that. Oops, that's not good. EC2user at, that's how you specify the login user. Okay, so first we're going to have to allow traffic with your security group. So yeah, under the security groups, click default. And then inbound rules are pretty restrictive to begin with, so you can either add all traffic or just add your own IP. So you can add your IP to all traffic. Optional description, so this is my home IP, please don't hack it. Save rules. Okay, so now we should be able to connect. Okay, so the GNU assembler comes pre-installed. But we will have to install GCC if you want to link with it. So sudo yum install GCC-y for yes. So this is your home folder /home/EC2user. You can make hello world folder. copy and paste your hello world code. Also, it was I to insert, so that's when you can type stuff. Escape to exit the insert mode, colon, WQ for write and quit. And then to assemble, specify your output file, and then your input file. And then GCC-O, your objects file, sorry, the output, and then the .o file. And should be able to run the Hello World app. So congratulations. And yeah, for those of you who are using Raspberry Pis for your final projects, which I believe is also ARM64, at least for the versions that I've played with, you should be able to use this at least for like console input and output, and maybe some networking if it's the same. So yeah, let me know how it goes and if you have any questions. And until next time.